All right, back on the show once again is Brandon Raw Dog Royval, who picked up a huge win this past Saturday at UFC 274, a round one guillotine choke over Matt Schnell. Brandon, how you doing?
Good yourself?
I'm good, man. And as I was telling you before we started this interview, you looked fantastic, beating a really, really tough opponent. I know you have a lot of respect for Matt Schnell. Run me through just your emotions right now, looking back on this win. Is it, would you say it's the biggest win, the most impressive win of your career thus far?
Yeah, that's definitely the biggest win of my career, the biggest moment of my career, and the biggest opportunity in my career for sure. And I was just happy that I could kind of just go in and kind of be in the chaos, get 50 G's out of it, get in and get out, and go back to my first round wins. I've had a first round win since I've been in the UFC, but before the UFC, it was like almost all first round wins. So it was in and out, and I could just go home, and I'm just happy to be back in one of those ones.
Now, I know you talked a little bit post-fight. You were saying that when you were in LFA prior to the UFC that, you had a lot of love for Matt Schnell because he was hyping you up, saying how good you were, how you belonged in the UFC. When you go in there against the guy that you actually like, does it make any difference in your mindset? I mean, I know you're a prize fighter, but just run me through your emotions as far as fighting someone that you actually, like as a human being.
Yeah. I mean, I have to fight my friends every day, so it really doesn't make a difference too much to me. But I do really well. Like I do a good job at like removing that like friend factor of it and all that. But the moment the fight ended, I was really sad for him, and I didn't even like that was before hearing about his situation and stuff. And it was like I was excited for myself, and then I looked over at him, and he looked just like heartbroken. And I was like, you could feel it, and I felt that, and it was just like, man, I wish people were just assholes in this division, man, because some of these guys are really good people, and it sucks to kind of go out there and I don't know, not only just you're out here trying to chase your dreams, but it's like in the process of it, it's not basketball or anything. Like you're taking someone else's dreams, and I mean, it's not like he like had any love lost for me in the sense of like I thought Matt Schnell was going to circle the cage, be a little pretty. I was going to have to find him footwork wise. Like I thought I was going to have to find him. 1 second in, he was going straight, and I didn't expect that. I really didn't see that coming, and it kind of like threw a wrench into my game plan, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's actually what I was going to ask you too, because right from the jump, he came right at you like gangbusters. How long did it take you to kind of like adjust and find your range and realize what kind of a firefight you were in?
I just kind of made the adjustment. Like I didn't make it the right adjustment. I don't think. Like looking back at it and seeing the fight kind of play over and over again, I didn't make the right adjustment I wanted to. But I was like, okay, we're throwing down. So I was just trying to pull it out of him and then catch him on the way in with it because I was just assuming he was just going to throw. But looking back, I should have did a little more circling, and maybe I should have been the one trying to make him find me for a second and just kind of get comfortable in the cage. Man, it's my first time performing in front of a crowd, and I wanted to gain a little bit of that experience, and I kind of just went in there and just went to my old school chaotic self and got a quick win out of it. But I was happy to do it, but it's just like, you know, I want to get a little bit of this, a little bit of this experience out here.
Yeah, for sure. And you've been in the UFC for a minute now, so you're used to it. I can't imagine the octagon jitters really gets to you at all anymore, right? But when you're walking down there, your first walk to the octagon with the fans in the arena, how different was it for you?
Oh, it was way different. I saw my dad and my uncle on the way out there, and I was just like, I was hyped up, I was nervous, and this is like it was really a lifelong dream come true, and it was like I also just knew like I was like, this is the coolest moment of my life, and I'm literally walking into the coolest moment of my life, and like to know that while you're doing it, and then you're just like, I hope I don't fuck this up, man. Like, so I had all those emotions going through my head, and I was like, this had the opportunity to be one of the best days of my life, and so far it has to be, man. Like nothing tops that. So it was just one of those like I knew that going into it, and I knew Matt Schnell, like I knew me and Matt Schnell were gonna have a crazy fight. Like that guy's not a boring fighter. I'm not a boring fighter, and I knew that it was gonna get a little crazy in the midst of it. But just kind of making friends with that feeling, and then also just making friends with the feeling of just like, damn, this is all real, and this is all like something I manifested or whatever and worked for, and it was right in front of my eyes, mine for the taking.
I saw your post-fight interview backstage with the journalists that were there covering the event, and you said that you were never in any trouble. Realistically, were you in any trouble? Did Schnell have you in?
No, he cracked me. He cracked me good. he hit me really good, and then he caught me in like my feet in a really bad position. I was rewatching. I was like, damn, I put myself horribly in a foot position. But like, I don't know. I was like wondering on like, I don't know if he knew himself, like his whole entire game plan was just to walk straight and just kind of bring the fight to me, because that was like my game plan for him. And when he did it, I was like, oh shit, what's going on? Yeah. So I mean, he cracked me good. He got me good, but I was fine the moment he hit me, and like I got like, you know, I'm not the most balanced person as it is, but the moment he hit me and I was on the ground, like the moment we hit the ground, I was like, all right, I'm fine. Like my chin's fine. I wasn't like wobbled or anything, but he knocked me down.
So what a scramble before you ultimately got the guillotine and got the finish. Run me through how that presented itself and how ultimately you got the submission.
I just saw a neck, man. That's really what it is for me. Is just we're in this kind of scrambling position. He jumped the guillotine, and once he jumped the guillotine, I just knew like I can't let him get his hips close to me. So I just kept his feet away from me and rolled over to the cage. And I was like, oh, I got that top position, and like once I got top position, I was like, all right, sweet, like we're going to work. And he kicked me off, and I was like, I wasn't really sure on how it was going to play out. But once he jumped in, like came into that guillotine, I pretty much knew I had it. Like I sunk it right across, and like I have scrawny long arms, man. The guillotine's like my submission, you know. I have a really good guillotine, and I didn't even have to make all the crazy adjustments that you normally have to do. It was sunk in right off the bat, and I was just happy that I can kind of walk away with out of there as soon as possible, because it was getting crazy for me.
And if my memory serves me right, I was seeing like what people were posting on Twitter after the fight, and I think it was Aljamain Sterling said that he's felt your guillotine before. Is that accurate? Have you trained with him and get him in a guillotine?
He fought in Colorado, but he was fighting a jiu-jitsu black belt. I think he might not Sun Sao. And his son had a really good guillotine, so we just drilled it over and over again. So he had me just work guillotines with him, and that was like kind of like he was only on Colorado for maybe like 2 weeks, but that was like partially it. It's just I had to work guillotines with him the whole time, and so he honestly probably made my guillotines better, if anything, you know.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. And what a guy to train with right there. I mean, obviously you get all the fantastic partners as is at Factory X. What was it like talking to Joe Rogan afterwards? I mean, that must have been quite a thrill for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of wish I would have like cherished that a little bit more too. I knew I had some bars I needed to get out of there and a statement I needed to make, and that was like the first and foremost, is just how can I lay these lines across, and you know, just trying to point my direction in my career, where I'm going next, you know, and that's really what matters most after those interviews, because I know a lot of people get up there, they don't know what to say next or know which way they're going next or which way to call out, and you know, if I can kind of hint where I want my direction to go, then that's what I'm gonna try to do within that minute. Even though you're talking to Joe Rogan, it's like, all right, I gotta make a business decision right here. Try to sound cool, and then you know, you're trying to cut promos, bro. I watched wrestling my whole entire life. I'm trying to cut a promo.
Well, you clearly went into the fire and came out with a nice tan, my friend. You look fantastic right there. As far as what this win signifies, I know really all that matters to you is you want that gold wrapped around your waist, right? But do you feel like this earns you a #1 contendership fight next? Do you feel like whether it's Moreno, Kai Kara France, whoever it is, you're the guy that's going to be stepping in there for that #1 contendership spot?
Absolutely. If you're looking at the top two, the two guys that are like in talks for getting the title shot next, is one of them I beat and finished, and like I beat everywhere, just to be real. And the other one, Moreno, is like we're in a close fight and my shoulder popped out. It's like there's a lot of what ifs. And the last 2 fights I had, I fought down to. You know what I'm saying? Like I fought someone ranked below me, and then another dude ranked below me. It's like I deserve to kind of get my way back up and back into the picture. And it's like I don't know where they're shaping up that next title shot next completely. I have an idea of what they're about to do next, but I want to get into that title picture by the end of the year. And the only way I can do it is getting myself in a contender. And I can see myself fighting in these contendership fights for sure.
If Moreno is fighting Kai Kara France for the interim title next, if that is what happens, who wins that fight?
I'm not really sure, man. That fight plays out 100 different ways. It seems like their first fight was super close. Kai Kara France was able to drop Moreno a couple times. Moreno still pulled off the decision. It's kind of one of those, like, I wonder if it goes into later rounds. Moreno seems like his cardio holds up pretty well, and he pushes the pace. And I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, honestly. Hopefully, Kai Kara France can get it done, and then I can kind of squeeze my way back into the picture right away, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I know you got to be thrilled to get that fight of the night bonus. Did you expect that? Because the fight was so close. Normally you see people that get the fight of the night bonus that goes a little bit longer. Did you expect to get that award?
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the math in my head, and then I was like, Oliveira, like when Oliveira won, I knew it. I was like, there's no way we don't get it, because like Oliveira can't get the bonus. I was pretty sure they're gonna give um, Chandler the performance. And then as far as the other fights, I was like, I didn't really see anything that was as wild as us. But like those 2 minutes of chaos, on top of Matt Schnell's story, man, I knew that we were probably like one of the top talks for getting that bonus. So I'm happy that we both get it too, man. I'm happy that it wasn't just like a performance bonus for me. I'm happy Matt Schnell got a piece of that bread, and you know, we went out there and did work for as long as it lasted. It was chaotic, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. Did you get a chance to kick back and actually watch the main card?
Yeah. So I went back to the hotel, and my manager's wife had tickets like up in nosebleeds, and I was like, fuck it, like yeah, I'll take them. So we got the tickets up in nosebleeds, and then we snuck our way down, and I just sat with my parents and my family, and we got them seats down there too. So we just got lucky and found some good seats that were open, and enjoyed the fights from a good close distance. It was awesome.
That's fantastic. Did you think that Oliveira was going to beat Gaethje, or were you surprised by that outcome?
I wasn't surprised on anywhere that fight goes. Those two are such dangerous opponents for each other on the feet. Like on the feet, they're both just wild, and they're both dynamic, and they both can get the job done, you know? And it's like, can Oliveira get it to the ground? Can Oliveira get Justin Gaethje to the ground is a question. And it's like, it would be hard to do. And I think both of them, like, if you flip a coin, maybe it plays a little different next time, you know? And I'm not sure, but he had the skill set to do it. I knew he had the skill set to beat him.
I mean, Oliveira right now looked amazing. He's just beating people left and right. Do you feel like if this hypothetical matchup ever happened with him and Khabib, if Khabib ever came back, do you feel like Oliveira could beat him, or do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a huge Oliveira fan, man. I feel like I stole a lot of Oliveira's moves and stuff, and just like has a little bit of a style. So I think so, man. He's so dangerous on the ground, and you know, he's also a danger on the feet too, which is something Khabib really wasn't. I don't know. I'm huge on Oliveira being one of the top 55ers for a long time. I remember when he first went on scene, I was like, this kid's gonna be champion one day, and it's cool to actually see, and it's honestly even cooler for like a guy like me, and I never get anything kind of easy, so it's cool to see him overcome adversity to become champion too, you know.
I don't know if you saw the video that MMA Fighting posted. The title was, you know, you're comparing yourself to the flyweight version of Justin Gaethje. In the comments, people are saying you're more like Charles Oliveira. How does that sound to you?
No, I like that. I like that a lot more, because that's more my style, anyways. You know, I like jujitsu a lot, and I feel like Gaethje's mainly kind of a boxer. I was just comparing that comment that Chad, or who said it? Joe Lozon said Justin Gaethje will drag you into the fire, or he'll light himself on fire just to burn his opponent. And I don't know, I like that saying a lot. So I was just comparing myself to that a little bit. It's just, you know, I'll put myself in danger to go put someone else in danger. You know, I thrive a little bit in chaos, and I'm willing to put myself in danger to get there, you know. And that was the main comparison. As far as fighting styles go, I can see Oliveira way more.
Yeah. Well, man, you look fantastic, Brandon. I'm so happy that you got the fight of the night bonus and the biggest win of your career. I know we've already talked about, you know, what you're hoping is next, but just give me a time frame, man. When are you hoping to actually jump back in there for your next fight?
It just depends on what they do with that title shot next. If hopefully they don't do just an interim, because I don't know, man. I feel like that kind of delays what I need to do. But if one of these dudes gets a title shot, I want either Brandon Rain or Kai Francis, who doesn't get it, you know.
Can't wait, man. I hope you definitely do get that. Again, Brandon Raw Dog Royval picks up a round 1 guillotine win choke over Matt Schnell at UFC 274. Great talking to you as always. Before I let you go, I want to give you the floor. Tell people where to follow you on social media, and if you have anyone to thank, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank EAP Glass in Denver. They've been with me since I've been in the UFC, and they've been nothing but a blessing, man. And thank you for your time, man. I appreciate you.